What's good, YouTube? It's Ray Drill. So in today's video, I want to show you guys 5 ways that you can prepare for Madden 23 so you can come out the gate turning into a pro player. So if you enjoyed the video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn those post notifications on. So before I get into the 5 reasons, I would love it if you guys will check out my website. All Things Madden will be the future for the Madden community. This is so much more than your standard ebook website. This website right here is designed for everything that you love to do in Madden. We know you love tournaments. We know you love to play CFLs. We have money CFLs. We have free CFLs. We even give you reward points for shopping on our website. There's also an amazing feature that we put on there called Request an Ebook. Now, this is the exact process that you'll go through when you actually check out, and we also offer a number of payments. So go ahead and head over to allthingsmadden.com to see what all the hype is about. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So right off the gate, the first thing that I want to talk about in the 5 ways that you can actually prepare yourself to become a pro player on Madden 23 is to get yourself 2 controllers. So you want to make sure that you have 2 controllers. Now, the reason you want to have 2 controllers is so you can actually lab effectively. So essentially you can go to practice mode and lab, or you can go to play now and lab, but you want to make sure that you have yourself 2 controllers. Next, we have, you want to make sure you actually complete the skills trainer. So a lot of problems people have on Madden is that they want to come on and they want to feel like they know everything, or they can just you know, get the hang of it as they go, but they're not actually completing a skills trainer. So the skills trainer is good because it's going to teach you the good things in Madden, basically how the new things that they have on here, you know, it's going to show you guys exactly what you want to do. So notice how right there the Jukers perform poorly, and like I said, on Madden they're going to have different new abilities. They're going to have different things that you can do, and you want to make sure that you are completing them. So this way, to help you actually get more stick, it can help you get more familiar with how to make defenders miss and some of the glitches, you know, glitchy things you can do on here. So you want to make sure that you are fully utilizing this. Even do all of them, do the gauntlets, do every single thing that you can to actually make sure that you are completing it how you're supposed to. For the third thing, you want to make sure you put the CPU on All-Madden. Now this is important, so when you're labbing or you're playing the CPU, you're playing, you know, the hardest that you can play, and it's going to make you become a better and better player, because essentially Madden is just making manipulating the CPU. So you want to make sure you do that. Now there's 2 things you can do. Either one, when you first get the game, you always want to go to the settings, try to look for it. It's going to be different because this is the Madden 22, but on Madden 23 you'll be able to find the settings on the main menu, and normally you'll be able to go to game options. It should be the same exact controls on Madden 23. So you want to go to game options, and then you actually want to go down to skill level. You want to put it on All Madden. And you want to make sure you put it on competitive. Notice how user stick skills are king, and it's what head-to-head tournaments are on. So if you want to be competitive or you want to be good, please make sure you put this, and it's going to allow your CPU to actually play it. Now this does apply to play now, and it normally applies to practice mode, but inside of practice mode, I'll actually show you how you can actually get the setting to All Madden here in a little bit. But in a minute, I'm actually going to show you the 4th thing that we have on our list. The 4th thing that I want to talk about is making sure you master 1 playbook. Now this is huge. This applies for 1 playbook on offense and 1 playbook on defense. So the reason I say that is because so many people want to hop playbooks, so they'll go from the Bucks offense to the Chiefs offensive playbook to the, you know, to the Patriots offensive playbook, you know, to the Giants offensive playbook. So you want to make sure that you pick 1 playbook that has as many formations as you like. So for example, I just loaded into practice mode and I have the Saints right here. So let's say your favorite offense is the Saints, right? Because why? Let's say for some reason empty trios is overpowered on Madden 23 or something, and also they have tray wide flex. Let's say they have spread double, so they have a lot of formations here, you know, tight offset. So my suggestion, pick 1 playbook and pick 1 formation, and make sure you are the king of that formation. So you can always run tight offset tight end, for example. Let's say that was your king formation, right? You know every play, you know every good setup, you know how to beat coverages out of this formation. Run it until you master. Then from that point, go ahead and move on to a next meta formation inside that playbook, which is something like tray wide flex. You know, I'm not sure if there's gonna be meta on Madden 23. We'll see, but let's pretend it is. So then master tray wide flex. Learn how to run it. So why? Because then you can actually audible from tight offset tight end to tray wide flex, and then you can learn how to master tray open. You can master an empty set. So my suggestion to you guys is, for offense, you want to master at least 2 different formations of spread. So maybe, like I said, let's say spread double flex, you mastered that, and you mastered something you know, like empty. So I recommend something with a shotgun as far as a running back, so like your tray wide flexes, your tray opens, and then master 1 empty formation inside of that playbook. So something like empty base, and then master 1 under center formation. So let's say like single back, I don't know, wide off trio, let's say it was really glitchy. So master 1 of each category. Now, I'm not talking about I form strong, so you really want to master under center, and you want to master shotgun. And then also, if they have a bunch that's really nice, like a pistol style offense, excuse me, not bunch, if they have a pistol style offense, master that, because you want to be able to audible down to anything that you may need. Now defense is the same thing. Now defense is a little different. If you want to be meta, I recommend you to follow the 5th advice that I'm about to give you. But if you don't want, if you want to be off meta, make sure you pick a formation that's really unique looking, like this 3-4 under 4-3 package. That looks really unique. Normally those are the type of shells that will give opponents trouble with something they've never seen before. But that is what I have for you guys for the master of 1 playbook. So it could be offense or defense. Now the 5th and final thing that I want to give you is to make sure that you watch and learn. So notice what I said, watch and learn, because it's important to do both, because you guys are always going to be watching pro players, you're going to be watching content creators like myself, and you're going to kind of forget that you actually need to learn what you're watching and not get caught up in what they're you know, as far as the things that they're doing. Don't get caught up in all of that. Please make sure you any content creator, so I pride my channel, for example, on showing you guys schemes. I don't so much show you guys glitches, but if you want to become a pro player, you want to be good at the game, you have to know the ins and outs of the game. And there's honestly no better way to know the ins and outs than to watch different content creators. Now, some of you guys, you also want to make sure you diversify. So basically, you want to make sure you're watching other content creators, so you can actually get the bigger picture of everything. So if you have your favorite content creator, cool, keep watching them, but be open to other content creators, like maybe on your recommendation, or maybe you heard somebody say something about a particular person. Make sure you look into everybody, and make sure, more importantly, you don't flood your brain with too much information. So when you're searching up these people, you want to make sure that you are searching up for something that you need useful. So maybe you like to run spread double flex, so go ahead and search up a spread double flex scheme and see if you can find it, and then you know, see how you can tweak it and make it, you know, your own essentially. Or if you want to run it just how they run it, do that. So find a formation that you like, and then actually look up something. So don't just look and just try out a formation because some YouTuber said to try it, you know. So make sure it's something that you actually want to run, something that you can already be good at. So for example, if you was good at tray wide flex in last year's Madden, then you can be, you know, you look up something for tray wide flex this year, so you can understand the ins and outs of how everything's going to work. Now I actually do want to give you guys a bonus, so thank you for still tuning in. So I want to give you a bonus real quick. If you made it this far, go ahead and smash the like button. I truly appreciate it. Now Madden will be coming out in 2 days, so I appreciate you guys that are still here. So truly thank you. So in this bonus tip, I want to teach you how to lab. I want to show you just kind of how to lab and how to do things, and how I approach offense and defense. I wanted to save it for the end of the video for those of you guys that are my day ones and my OGs that are still here and rocking with me. I appreciate y'all so much. But anyways, I want to talk about offense, and I'll quickly talk about defense. So for offense, first of all, you want to find a formation that looks unique, or find a formation that you like, essentially. So I know I've been harping on tray wide flex, so we'll just take a look at something else here. So let's say I never picked the Saints playbook, right? Let's say I just picked the Saints on practice mode. And also, that's one thing I want to mention too. So when it comes to labbing, sometimes you may need to go to play now, or you may need to go to practice mode. It's good to do both, because some things that's in practice mode doesn't work on play now, which means it won't really work online. So I like practice mode because you're able to keep running the same play over and over again. So that's why practice mode is good. But it's good to take that scheme and actually play the CPU on All-Madden competitive, play the actual CPU, and then either that, or just if you have a lab partner, play your lab partner, of course. But if you don't, play All-Madden CPU, and they'll give you a run for your money, because the sheds will be crazy, and you know, it'll make you just be able to make the reads, you know. So that's my recommendation. Now taking a look at formations, the one thing I like to do is actually play around with packaging first before I touch anything. So I'll scroll through and see, like, okay, can I get 4 wide receivers on the field. That's what I like to say. Can I get 4 receivers? That's what I look for. So I see twin tight end slot. So normally, notice how 82 actually gets subbed in the slot receiver side. So I'll go take a look. Notice how 82 is our tight end, but he's subbed in right here. So I want to show you that. So notice he's right there. So if we go and sub any other receiver in, we'll actually be able to have 4 wide receivers out there. So I'll show you that here. So notice how now twin tight end slot, we have 4 wide receivers. So I like to see if formations can be glitchy like that, where you can get more athletes on the field. Now, what that would make me do is be curious about the formation. So when I'm looking through a formation for a particular video idea, I like to look for deeper developing routes that I can possibly have bombs out of. So PA read looks like a play that might be able to bomb with the S post. Now you got Z spot. I look for bomb route. I look for deep crossers. I look for deep post, and I look for corner routes. Those are what I look for, and I look for intermediate post. So technically I would use I like FL cross because I see a corner route, I see a post that looks like it can be deep. I see inside cross because I see a S post, which is on the right side. Now a play like mesh is a play that I will look over because there's really nothing we can do with it. You can do stuff with it, but it doesn't have any longer breaking routes, so I try to typically avoid those. So I would use wash shallow cross, I would use smash check. Slot outs I normally would avoid. So this formation looks really good. Why does it look really good? Because there's a post route in here, there's a corner route in here, there's a excuse me, we have an RPO zone peak, which that's got nerfed, but we have a flat route on the right side. We have an interesting streak on the slot. So you want to look for interesting routes. So maybe an example of formation that I probably just wouldn't use that much is probably, let's see, we'll take a look before I say something. Yeah, so look at this formation. So the only play that looks good is double post. Now outside of that, do we have any posts? Do we have any corner routes? We don't have any of that. Well, we have another corner route, but is it enough of a variation to run it? Now this playbook actually, well, this formation can technically make the cut. I would probably play around with it. But the Saints actually has a really good offense, honestly. So it's hard to kind of pick out formation. So something like this, so this is a formation I probably would stay away from. They only have a couple breaking post routes, not too many. But outside of that, it's not just about that, but also you want to look about protection. So notice how right here, there's only 6 people. Now you can probably motion block. That's what you want to see if you're able to motion block. Some formations will let you, some won't. So it's just up to you. So that's what I look for on offense before I even start anything. And at that point, it's whatever, however you lab it. I just want to talk to you about how I choose formations and what I like, a formation I would choose versus one I don't. So it's just all of these formations in the Saints playbook have promise. It's just all about what kind of route concepts you want to put together. But that's how I look for it, because some formations just don't look appealing to me. But the Saints playbook has really great formation, so I picked a really bad one. Even this formation has a break and post on it, and we have a corner route concept. So yeah. Now on defense, I want to talk about, then that'll be the end of the video. So for defense, it's the same. It depends on if you want to be meta or off meta. So if you want to be meta, just check out somebody's stream, check out somebody's video, and you'll know exactly what playbook and formation to run, and you can lab it that way. And also you want to make sure when you lab on defense, one thing I forgot to mention too on offense, when you lab, you want to make sure you go against defense that you'll see in the game. So you'll never see me hit random defense unless I'm showing you something specific. Normally I'll go to a meta set, like a meta formation that people run. So for example, this year's Madden is 3-3-5 normal, so I would go to 3-3-5 normal. I would go to like cover 3, and then I would actually set up my offense based off of this defensive front because it's the most popular, if that makes sense. Now defense is the same way. When you lab for defense, you want to go against offenses and setups that are really popular in meta. So for example, we'll go to Trey Wide Flex here, and we'll go to PA crosses because PA cross is extremely popular. So let's say you wanted to try to find a new off meta defense, right, that you've never seen nobody run, right? So let's say this 3-4 formation because it really looks cool. Notice how the package is 4-3 personnel, and then notice how we can actually make it normal. So you have the option to play around with those. So let's say, okay, we thought that was cool, so let's say we wanted to try this out, right? So what I would do is looking for any interesting blitzes that might look interesting. Now the straight blitzes, okay, fine. So I would look to see what kind of coverages they have. Do they have zone? Do they have obviously gonna have zone, but do they have match coverage? What style of match coverage do they have? Do they have a cover 4 drop style defense? Those are the things that I'm looking for. So let's say we go to cover 4 quarters, and like I said, this is just all hypothetically. So how you want to lab is you want to make it as real. You want to make it feel like a game. So what I mean by that is most people are not going to run their trips on that, in the middle of the field every time. They're normally going to run their 3 receivers to the wide side. So what I'm going to do is back the ball up too, and I'm going to put it on the right hash mark. So why am I putting there? Because most people run their trips with 3 receivers to the wide side, right? Most people will. Now, and then also the second thing is knowing the meta setups. You have to know the meta setups to know how to stop them. So, for example, out of this, a lot of people love to take X, put them on a streak, take triangle, put them on a drag, right? That's what most people love to do. Now, people do snap play stock, but you have to anticipate people being a pro player. When you lab, you have to anticipate them knowing all the meta setups. So you have to know how to prepare your defense. Now, next thing I'll do is kind of click on the safeties and see what kind of adjustments I can get out of them. So notice him, I could put him in the inside third, I could put him in a quarter, and I'll see who can I man him up with. So notice how we can man him up to anybody. I'll look at this safety, can I man him up to anybody? I'll look at this slot, this linebacker. Notice how the linebacker is all the way out here, but I can man him up. And then another thing I like to do is baseline to see where my defense goes. So notice when I baseline, he gets in the box. Notice where he goes. Notice when I baseline again, he goes out. So those are things that I'm looking at. And also, I'll see where he can man up to. Okay, he can man up anybody too, which most linebackers and DBs are going to be able to. It depends on where they're at though, and what the package is. That's why I do that, because it all depends on what package it is. Now I'll look at this guy, where can he man up? Okay, just the left side. Okay, cool. You know, that's how I do it. And I say, okay, where do I want to use her? And then lastly, the thing I do is actually slide my defensive line. Are they able to slide? Can I slide them anywhere I want? And then my linebackers, can I move my linebackers? Notice how we move the linebackers out. Notice how we pinch them, what happens. And another thing I like to do, which I'm gonna snap this ball and throw it away because we was touching the linebackers. But the last thing that I like to do, and then that'll be the video, is I actually like to test out if I can actually move the whole defense. So to do that, I like to take triangle, and then R1, and then shift our defense. What we're gonna do is shift them right and just see what happens. Okay, that's what happens when they shift them right. Then I like to look at it is what happens if we shift left. So notice how it just kind of flips. And then next thing I do from that is baseline, just see what happens with baseline. And then now with a baseline look, I like to try it again. What happens if we shift our defense to the right? What happens if we shift our defense to the left? You know, see how that looks. You know, notice how it's looking. And then I like to see, what if we pinch our whole defense? What does that look like? And what does it look like if I spread my whole defense? So those are just the different things I like to do. And then you know, I play around. Can I quarterback contain? Do I get good contain rushes? Do the contain rushes work? What happens if I flip it with the contain? You notice how the contain stays out here. You know, so like you're just looking for the glitchy stuff. You know, that's how you lab, in my opinion. You know, you can test out blitzing all your linebackers, seeing how it looks. You can test out dropping somebody in the zone. You know, and you can just you know, that's how you want to lab. You just really want to see what all you can do. So just snap the ball. You know, like, can I get something glitchy? Notice how right there, you know, it might look like something glitchy. Like I wasn't trying. I don't know if it was or not, and that's not the point of the video. It's just showing you that's how you set yourself up. Now, cover shows, you can worry about that on your own. You know, that's however you want to do it. But that's how I test out if a formation can be good or not, and the things that you can do out of it. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video though. I do hope you guys do enjoy this video, and I hope this helps you in Madden 23 like it's gonna help me, because I probably will come back and watch my own video, because I do that and I see, you know, okay, well, I could do it this way, or I did forget to do that. So, you know, I use it for myself too. So anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell, and I'm out.